All right, everybody, welcome on into the live stream here today. I am the host, Gio Pensino, and I'm so glad that you can be joining us today. And whether you're joining me live on LinkedIn or on Facebook or on YouTube, I that you are dialed in from here today, because I want to have this to be an interactive training session, a webinar, and the topic that I'm speaking on here today is something that is super near and dear to my heart, which is how to enroll clients into high-ticket health and wellness programs without being salesy, without feeling salesy, without having that hesitation about making offers. Because what I feel is that you have something valuable to offer to people. And this is one of the starting places for embodying a sales process that is completely natural, having conversations with people that completely remove the sense of salesness, and it just steps on into a conversation. So drop on into the comment window, whether you're listening to me live here or you're going to be joining and listening to the live stream. Drop on into the comments. Let me know where you're listening from. I am continually amazed at this process, this tool that God has given us to be able to live stream and to connect with each other in places all over the world. And it's one of the things that motivates me so much, because what I do is I help people to design and to launch group health and wellness programs online that serve so many more people with less effort, less time, and provide the freedom to work from anywhere. So the sales process, the process of enrolling clients into your program, is one of the foundational things. And what I say is that most problems, when it comes to being a health and wellness coach online, most problems can be solved by being able to enroll clients. Clients are upstream, sales are upstream of pretty much everything. They're upstream of having success. They're upstream of being able to have the kind of freedom that I've talked about, the ability to work with clients all over the world, to deliver your programs from anywhere, and sales, the ability to be natural with your sales process and to really feel good about it, to feel like you really have something of value to offer. And so who this training is for today, it is really directed for health and wellness coaches and practice owner, anybody who wants to be able to use, again, this medium online and be able to enroll clients from any location. And I want to just jump on into the chat window here. And, I know that from certain locations, I'll be able to see this chat window with complete ease. And then from other locations, like Facebook, for instance, it doesn't work as well. So I'm going to hop on over there and see if I can see what's happening, and see if I can jump on into the chat window, see what is happening. Looks like I can. Okay, I've got that window open. So welcome on in. Like I said, and I'm curious, if you've ever dreaded the sales process, if there's one thing that you could change about that process, what would it be? Is it that you're not really sure about how to get into conversations, how to how to find people. What is it that gives you struggle? There's a number of steps in this, what we call the sales process. And it starts with attracting people to us, attracting leads to us. And some people, feel like, cold leads, people who don't even know who you are, is a one way. And, possibly that's the way that you do it. The way that I like to do it, and the way that I recommend you consider doing it, if you're not doing this already, is to create a community where you warm people up to what you do so people can understand what you do before you even get onto the phone with them. And we might call this the content marketing process, and it is driven by creating community. And you can create that community on Facebook. You can create a community on LinkedIn. You can create a community on the school platform, like I do. And these are all ways to be able to gather people who need what you have, and then begin to start providing value to them before you even get into a sales conversation. So that when you finally do have the opportunity to get on the phone with somebody or get into a Zoom call with people, they already know. They've already seen like your content. They've already seen, what you can do for them. And so they're no longer what we would call a cold lead. Selling to cold leads is a very difficult thing to do. And one of the problems with selling to cold leads is that you haven't really established any value with them. So, I've purchased products and services from people just, reaching out to me through chat messenger. And I don't know who they are, but they just, reach out to me. And I don't really know who they are. And I've hired their services before, but typically at a lower price, because if somebody doesn't have a platform where their brand lives, where they have a community, then it's really hard to to have any gauge of the value and what the person's background is. So this is one of the first things I say. And the process I'm going to introduce here today, the consultative client enrollment process, and the process of embodying a a relationship with this process. Well, who it really works the best for is somebody who just loves what they do. And this is often the thing that calls people into health and wellness. Oftentimes, people will have gone through, maybe you have gone through a transformation yourself. And so you know firsthand the value of overcoming the challenge. And so the process I'm going to teach really works the best for people like you and for people like me. Who it doesn't work so well for is people who are just selling stuff and things that they don't necessarily believe in, or don't necessarily value themselves, like I said, like a used car salesman who's just trying to sell things for money. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need, salespeople to, sell all kinds of things. But the process that I'm speaking of here today is really, like I said, best for people who love what they do, who feel like that they have value to offer, and they want to have a way to bring that into the marketplace to be able to enroll high ticket clients without being salesy. So the first step in this process, well, I got to tell you something here. There's a little bit of a backstory. You may or may not have heard that I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, and I grew up in a candy store. And so from a very young age, I had a job, and my job was to fill the candy jars that were below the counter in my family's candy store, and it was a camp supply store. And so I've always felt from that experience that selling and bringing something to people it's a fun process. It should be fun. And it just came. I embodied it because I grew up in that kind of environment. And so the first step that I want to share with you is how you can embody this same sense of inner motivation that allows you to serve people and to just embody the mindset that what you have is of value to people. And it has a couple of different steps to it. I'm just going to give you a little small introduction to the foundation of it here today, because in a lot of ways, this is where the fuel comes from. There's three things I'm going to be teaching you here today. The first thing is about embodying the value of what you do and filling your gas tank with the fuel that is going to motivate you to go out and reach out to people and make the ask and ask them if they need what you have to offer. And one of the things that my dad taught me, he said it never hurts to ask. And again, I embodied that because I grew up in that kind of environment. And so, what I want to share with you around the first step to fill your gas tank with fuel that will motivate you to ask people. And in the third step, I'm going to show you and share with you the consultative sales process. But the first step is embodying the value of what you have to offer and what motivates you to bring that out into the world. And so, what I say is the first thing that creates that fuel is a sense of why you're doing it. And what I'm going to recommend to you is to pull out a pen and paper and to start this process here. This process is going to start to fill your gas tank, your motivational gas tank. And so in the center of the paper, you want to draw a circle. And in that circle is what do you want? What is it that you want? We are motivated by a combination of what I call selfish goals and also goals that are to help other people. And our selfish goals, there's nothing wrong with them. This is where we get our fuel from, and this is the desires that we have. And so, from this point of view, you want to create this circle, and in the center of it, I'd write desires. And then with little small points running off of it, lines running off of it, what is it that you desire? Like, why are you wanting to create this ability to sell your program and to help people? What is it that you want to have in your life? And this could include things like the ability to travel. Maybe there's certain locations that you imagine that you want to travel to. I know for myself, I have been traveling now down to Mexico for about 3 months out of the year. I typically go to Laguna Beach in the summertime for about a month. And these are beautiful places that I like to go to. And they're my desires. These are the reasons that motivate me. So this is my question to you. What is it that you want to have in your life? And start to create a map with little lines coming off that center circle of what it is that you desire. And maybe it's a certain kind of house. Maybe it's the freedom, the time freedom to travel or to be with your family. Maybe it's a certain kind of car. Maybe it is simply ease, the ease that comes from being successful, financially successful. It is a nice feeling just having the ease where you don't have to rush out the door in the morning. And you are able to work at your own pace, in your own time, in your own way. So maybe it's a freedom. So this is the beginning to create the map of all the things that you want to attract all the things, the reasons why you are doing this. This can include family. It can include things that you want to do for people in your family. And so this is the fuel tank. This is the why that comes out of the desires of what you want to create in your life. And I'll share with you as you're doing this, you can listen to how I discovered this process. And I say continue to think about these things. What is it that you desire to have? And where I first came into contact with this when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, working in my family's candy store, and then in the restaurants that we ran, we had Mr. Softy ice cream trucks, and these were all jobs. This was all work, but for me, it was fun, and I enjoyed doing it. And part of the reason why I came to enjoy it so much was that I had a bit of a developed a bit of an obsession with comic books. And so I would get paid. Initially, I would get paid some candy, and then my father and mom would start to pay me a little bit of money to work in the restaurant, serving at the window or being a short order cook. And they started to pay me. I think it was $2 an hour, which in today's money is probably like $20 an hour. So this is I'm about 10, 11, 12 years old, and I got a comic book obsession. And if you remember back in the day, in the back of the comic books were all these odd little things that you could purchase, like a X-ray glasses that would allow you to see through people's bodies and see their bones. And there were other things like a hovercraft and all kinds of things like this. Well, I kind of developed this obsession with buying these things that were in the back of the comic books. And there were other things that I liked to buy as well. These were the things that I enjoyed purchasing with the money, with the reward that I got from working in the store. And I developed quite a collection of both the comic books, but also other things that the money allowed me to purchase. And so this kind of a bit of a obsession, with these things. I'd get my comic books and I'd read the comic books. The newest Richie Rich would come out, the newest Archie, the newest Polka Dot would come out. And then in the back of them were these different things that you could buy. And then I would, I'd send out in the mail, and then I'd wait, for the mailman to come and bring these things to me. Well, as adults, it's not all that different, is it? Our desires may be a little bit elevated, the things that we want, but we get fueled by these desires that we want to have, and these desires can include other things like the ability to, like I said, provide for your family, or to to be able to take your girlfriend or your wife or your husband out to on a luxury vacation, or to go to a restaurant, all these things. So as you fill out your map of desires, this becomes the fuel, just like it did for me. And what I recommend is you start to develop the habit of having greater and greater clarity by writing down these things and holding these things very close to you. And I mean physically close to you. Some people create vision boards, things like this, and then they put them up on the shelf, and then they're like, oh yeah, I created a vision board, once before, a couple of years ago. But the trick for creating the fuel that will motivate and create the embodiment of the desire to fulfill your desires by becoming good at what you do, and learning this sales process, so that you can, help people and bring in the income to fulfill your desires. You want to have it very close to you, and then I recommend to start to get around these things. Like when I was a kid, I used to go to the model building shop, and I would look at the models. I look at the newest comic books coming in. So I recommend you do the same thing for what it is that you are using for fuel, your reasons, your why, the desires that you want to fill. and to get around them. Maybe go and visit the car dealership or the used car dealership, whatever it is. Maybe go on out to just go check out that restaurant that you really want to go to, or that spa. Just go and check it on out. Get yourself around the things that you love, that you desire to bring on into your life. And drop on into the comments and let me know if you're getting what I'm putting down here, if it makes sense what I'm saying. This is the first step in this process. The second step, now this is where it becomes it's an embodiment process, but it becomes a mindset shift that will transform your mindset from selling stuff to transforming lives. Most of the people that I work with are in health and wellness of some sort, and there's a transformation that you bring to people. And oftentimes I have noticed that transformation comes from something that you have gone through yourself. Maybe you're a fitness coach, or maybe you're a addiction recovery expert, and you have gone through the challenges yourself. And sometimes I hear this mentioned as the wounded healer, which I don't think is fully accurate. It makes it sound as if, as a healer, that you're wounded. But what I believe it really means is that people who go through a challenge and get on the other side of it become the most equipped people to serve others to go through that same challenge. It's very common that people go into health and healing, into the medical fields, because either they have had a challenge or somebody in their family has had a challenge, and then the motivation to serve and to help other people arises from within. And so, what I want to recommend to you on this same paper is to think about how you relate to this. Like, is there a transformation that you've gone through yourself? Or has somebody around you gone through a challenge, somebody in your family, or maybe your family situation has been challenging and you've had to overcome it yourself through the tools that you now have your course or your services built around? Become aware of what that thing is that you have overcome, and start to create awareness, self-awareness for where that motivation can come from. And a good example of this is one of my clients. She has been a chiropractor, still is a chiropractor, but she shifted her practice from a brick and mortar practice to being a completely virtual practice, so that she could have the freedom to travel with her husband and to be able to work from anywhere. And so, my client, I helped her to design a program to work with neuropathy uh, patients who suffer from painful nerve ending damage that comes as a result of later stage diabetes. Now, my client, she didn't have that specific problem, but what she did have is she had an other kind of nerve ending problem that arose from what's called fibromyalgia. And these are all just different ways, different types of nerve ending inflammation that creates a kind of excruciating pain. And you may have gone through something like this yourself. Maybe you can relate to what I'm talking about. Or maybe there is, like I said, some other challenge that you have gone through that you know about. And my client, she had fibromyalgia, so she knew what it was like personally to be debilitated by that kind of pain. It is the kind of pain where you can't get out of bed, right? She couldn't really work at certain points in time, but she was able to overcome that through a lifestyle shift, through the things that she came and became her inspiration for becoming a chiropractor. Lifestyle medicine, dietary changes, understanding inflammation and what causes nerve ending pain. She overcame it herself. And so when she was deciding to build a program, she decided to build it around this neuropathy, which is a quite a big issue with diabetic patients. So I helped her to design the program for it. And then she used the consultative client enrollment process, which I'm about to explain to you. And through two webinars that she did, she created webinars, two of them, and did them on Facebook, very similar to what I'm doing now. And she had a pretty large audience. She used Facebook ads to attract about 100 people to sign up for each webinar. And out of those 100 people, about 48, 50 people showed up at each one. And she was able to use the consultative client enrollment process to enroll 10 clients into her program at $5,000 per person. And that's a $50,000 initial launch of her program using the consultative client enrollment process. So this is the second step I say is to shift your mindset to a mindset of being of service, to becoming self-aware of how valuable what you have to offer by reflecting back on your own journey or the journey that you've helped other people to come and to overcome their challenges, and to start to become aware of what would happen if you didn't overcome it, right? What would happen if the people that you've helped didn't overcome their problem? This is why I'm so passionate about health and wellness, because I've overcome many things. Like when you get a little bit older, right? If you're lucky, you come into contact with health and wellness experts, and you don't end up falling into, the trap. People say, "Oh, you're just getting older." No, there are things to discover and lifestyle habits to build that will keep you healthy, well into your hundreds, and you'll be strong and healthy, and not end up with these kinds of things that they call just getting older. That is a less than truth. Let's just put it that way. And you have something that you can offer, and when you become aware, you write it down. You become aware, like, what would happen if the person that you've helped, or what would have happened to you if you didn't find the solution? Would you even still be here today? Well, that means that you're incredibly valuable to yourself. But if you've taken that now and turned it into a transformational program, well, what you have to offer, it's invaluable, right? Health is invaluable to somebody who has lost it or who is on the verge of losing their health. And so this is the second step, to embody the sense of how valuable what you have to offer is. And when you do this in the right way, and you do it on a daily basis, you start to realize that you're a gift to people. You're not a salesperson, you're a gift to people. You're like a Christmas present just waiting to be unwrapped. You're not a salesperson. You have a gift to bring to people, and you want to be able to embody the awareness of that into your body, so that when you do speak to people, you're not speaking to them from a sense of, lack. I need you to buy this thing from me. No, it's like you're going to be happy to hear what I have to share with you, because it could save your life. It could keep you from being bedridden. It could help you recover from addiction, whatever it is that you help people with. So here's the third and final thing that I've got to share with you. And drop on into the comments. So let me know how you're relating to this second step of embodying the value of what you do. Can you feel that when you really become aware of it? Let me know in the comments. All right, the third thing is the actual process of consultative client enrollment. And it is a shift from presenting like a pitch deck, or talking to people, just like thinking that sales is all about talking, to shifting that to that sales is really about discovering. It is about asking the right questions in the right order to the right people, so that you help people to discover for themselves what it is that they want to have, and what is preventing them from getting there. Nobody likes to be sold things. Nobody likes a pitch deck and being, talked at. And if you've been using that process, then you are going to benefit so much from discovering this consultative enrollment process, because it completely eliminates the pitch deck. Right? It is mostly about asking questions that help people to discover for themselves what they want to purchase, what they want to experience, and what is in the way. And it is a two-step process, is what I teach. And the first step is a short, what I often call a triage call. It's kind of a screening call. So when people get to discover you, right, through this process that I've been just hinting at a little bit, which is content marketing, doing, live streams, creating posts, creating different lead magnets that allow people to see what you have to offer. And then when you finally get onto the phone with somebody, and you have this mindset of that you're not looking to twist their arm, you're looking to bring value to them and to help them to discover. So the first call is a short call. It's a screening call. And if you maybe put yourself into the seat of a person who really has a problem, and maybe it's a serious problem, like you've had some kind of a pain, but you don't know what's causing that pain. And what do you want to find out? You want to find out whether the person that you're speaking to can help you with that pain that you have. And so this is the triage call process. It's a short 15-minute phone call, and you can do it anywhere. You can do it in the checkout line, and you can do it off of a invitation through a chat message. So I have a whole process that I teach in a upcoming workshop this next coming Thursday. I'm going to unpack this whole process for you. If you stay till the end, I've got uh, a special gift for you, so that you can take advantage and learn this process. But like I said, it starts with the triage call. It's a 15-minute initial phone call, and it has a sequence of questions to ask. And it has an order to it. And this is the problem that most people have when it comes to feeling sure about the sales process, is that there is no process. There is no set of questions. There is no order to it. And so you get on the phone with people, and you're not sure what to say. And so maybe you know, you default to talking about your stuff and your things, and people don't want to hear about that. They want to find out if what you have can help them, and you ideally want the same thing, because you don't want to spend a lot of time talking to somebody who doesn't need what you have to offer. There is no salesperson. People joke about this thing. Oh, he could sell, ice to an Eskimo. Well, that's a very rare thing, and you probably don't want to be doing that. You want to be selling to people who need what you have to offer. And the triage call is the process. It is the dialogue set of questions to ask, so that you can, in a short period of time, find out whether somebody has the problem that you help to solve, and what they're what's standing in their way. And then if they're qualified, this is a qualifying phone call. Um, then you can set up a follow-up discovery call. And this is the deeper level of the consultative client enrollment process. And so it's a two-step process. It's a short triage call, and then it is a deeper level of a call that helps people to, be guided through the set of questions that will help them to, at a deeper level, really get to what it is that they really want, what's standing in the way, and becoming aware of uh, how important it might be to get those challenges out of the way, and by asking questions. And one of my clients uh, used this process. I taught her this process in a short workshop, about as short as I'm going to be doing this coming Thursday. And she was able to enroll her first $4,200 full pay client in less than 30 days of working with me. And Jinju is her name. She's a somatic movement expert. And she had a small following. She had been doing some retreats and some workshops, but she had no high ticket offer. She had no ongoing offer to work with clients. And she wasn't even fully aware of what it was that people valued so much about what she was offering in her retreats and her workshop. People just loved working with her because she did this really fun flow movement exercises and made people, get out of their head and get into their bodies. But she didn't, like I said, know fully why it was that people, what they really valued and what they would be willing to invest in a longer term transformational experience with her. So I helped her to discover the answer to that question. And it turned out that just by doing a little bit of polling questions, she came to become aware that women going through a transition, a life transition, really valued her help. And so she put together an offer, and then put a invitation out to people. And she did this process exactly what I'm describing. She did some initial screening calls to a small number of people, and she then did a longer discovery call, about a 45-minute call that has a very particular format to it. And she enrolled a $4,200 full pay client just like that. And it wasn't by doing a bunch of marketing and outreach. Like I said, she already had a small list. She had a list of contacts. And you probably also have this. You probably have some people that are in your list of contacts that if you just reached out to them and made an offer, and like my dad says, it never hurts to ask. If you don't ask, if you don't reach out, if you don't contact people, then nothing is going to happen. Very little is going to happen. People don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and go, "Oh, I think I'll call this person who I've, seen doing, videos on YouTube or, Facebook posts." It doesn't work that way. You have to reach out to them with an offer, and that can be done through chat messenger. Is one of the ways that I teach on how to do it, through social media. It can also be done just directly through your list of contacts. You can send people a voice message, you can send people a text message, and again, it has a certain format to it. All of these outreach methods, they have a certain format to them. And if you don't know the format, then you're really in a bind. It is going to be very difficult to build a successful practice. And the reverse of this is that when you learn this process, just like my client Jinju, things are going to change for you very quickly, because this is the missing link. The sales process is the most important thing. And as you've heard me been talking about here for the last 40 minutes or so, it's not about being pushy. It's not about pushing things that people don't want. It's about finding the people who have the problem that you help to solve, and then having a mechanism to reach out to them, and then engaging in a phone call, a Zoom call, and not doing a pitch deck, but using the discovery consultative process to ask the right questions in the right order that helps people to come to their own conclusion, and then having an offer at the end. And even that offer becomes a question, and that question can be, would you like to hear how it would look like to work with me? It's all question based, and it's not trick questions. It's questions to help people to discover what it is that they need, what's preventing them from having the health or the relationships or the vitality that they need. What you have to offer is so valuable, my friends. So remember that it all starts by embodying the value of what you do, filling your gas tank by becoming passionate, becoming obsessed about what it is that you want to create in your life, so that you have that fuel. You can achieve everything that you set out to want to have. All your desires can be fulfilled, and it is a matter of learning how to do this consultative sales process, and being able to eliminate the barriers for people to want to and to be able to discover you and to discover what you have to offer. So as I land this, these are the last three things, or the three things, just to recap real quick. Embodying your natural desires so that you become a magnetic field, and your gas tank becomes filled up with the desire, the reasons why you're doing it, so that you have something that sets you on fire in the morning, and motivates you to learn these things that I'm talking about. And yes, when you first start, it might be a little bit like when you first learned how to drive a car. And it seems like rocket science. There's a lot of things that you get up in your head about, but then pretty soon you embody the ability to drive a car, and then you then have the experience where you arrive at your location and you're like, how did I get here anyways? And what I'm teaching you or sharing with you now is exactly like that. It is like learning how to drive your car, how to present what you do in a non-salesy way. And then pretty soon you're just going to be doing it like driving your car, like riding your bike, like, being on a surfboard. You're going to flow with it, and the money is going to come to you, and you're going to achieve the level of freedom that is possible. You see people all around you achieving this. There's nothing wrong with you. There are just some skills and some tools that need to be learned, and you need to have that fuel so that you can become motivated enough to learn them, and then shift your mindset from selling to serving, and then finally learn the consultative client enrollment process, and learn it in such a way that becomes second nature. Like, you may start off with a script that I give to you, and I will give you a script. I'll give you an outline, and when you first do it, you're going to be a little bit like driving that car, it's going to feel like, oh, I got to have a script. But before long, it's just going to become a natural conversation, and you're going to be able to do it with anyone, anywhere. You may not even need to set up meetings. You may just be like having a conversation with somebody, and it's no special sales call. It's just a conversation, and you meet this person, you talk to them, at church, in the grocery line, the chance meetings when people, you bump into them. This is how the universe works. It draws people to you, and you don't need to then be having special meetings. You're going to just have a natural conversational process that makes it easy. So if you would like to learn this process, I'm going to be doing a workshop this coming Thursday, which is going to be August. Let me look at the date here. It's going to be August the 28th. And I told you that I would have a special gift for you. The investment to join this workshop, it's a 2-hour consultative client enrollment sales training workshop. And I'm going to include two bonus pieces with this, and one being my embodiment meditation process to embody the sense of service, and one to embody your natural desires so that you have the fuel that allows you to go from wherever you are right now to becoming a natural person, bringing your service to the world. So it'll be the workshop. I'll include the two bonus pieces that will help you to embody it. And the investment for the workshop is simply $147. But if you sign up by tomorrow, I'm going to drop a link to it, or have you just drop into the comments and say sales, and I will make sure that I send you the link to register for it. It's normally $147, and you can get it for $100 if you sign up before Wednesday. And I'll give you a special sales code to save yourself $50 off that. And you can drop on into the comments and let me know if you have any questions about it. You know where to find me through chat message, on the school platform, through the Facebook or LinkedIn comment sections. Drop on any questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And hope you appreciated hearing this introduction to the consultative client enrollment process. You can be enrolling a $4,200 full pay client, just like my client Jinju did. It doesn't take a bunch of, your postings are great, your things that you're doing on social media are great, but this is not what actually gets the clients saying yes. It's a phone call, it's going to be a Zoom call. And if you have that hesitation and that sense of, I got to wait till the right moment, it is okay. I just want to tell you, it's not your fault. It's okay. It just means that you have not yet fully embodied this process, and maybe you don't yet have the dialogue process to make this a natural conversation. And I just really want to give you the encouragement to sign up for this workshop, get these tools so that you can reach the level of success that is possible. All right, that's what I got for you. And I look forward to seeing you in the school community or in the Facebook community or on my next live stream. All right, we'll see you soon.